Hi everybody, my name is Joe Sanfilippo and I am teaching 634 at Viterbo this summer, and some of us who are teaching 634, Karen and Larry and Jim and Bernie and I were talking this weekend about trying to find a way that we could kind of grow and learn together in all of the different cohorts, and everybody starting their new time in the Viterbo program, and maybe there's a way we can do that. And so we talked about using Twitter for as maybe an option for that. Now, if I sent out a link, or I sent a link to all the instructors on how to set up a Twitter account, so you should have that. Um, and we're just going to navigate the Twitter page a little bit so you can kind of take a look at how it could work for you. We'll talk about hashtags and sending things to certain people and kind of go from there. So bear with me as we're trying to get this done and hopefully get that out to you tomorrow so you have that on the first day of class. So if you look at your home page, you'll see a couple of different things. You'll see the home screen. You'll see a notifications tab, which essentially means that if you send something out and somebody does something with it, like if you send a tweet out and it gets either favorited or retweeted or quoted or whatever, or your name gets mentioned in a tweet, then that would go to your notifications tab. As indicated here. The other one is a messages tab, and that's essentially like just messages between you and other users or you and other groups. So it's kind of like email. It's not a public area to be in and that kind of thing. On the left side of your page, you have the number of tweets that you've sent out, the number of people who you are following. Now, the number of people you are following, those are the people that show up in your home screen. So when the people you are following tweet, then it goes right to your home screen. And then the number of people who are following you. So you have all of those in one area. Then on the left side you have trends that are going on, and these are hashtag trends, things that people are talking about on Twitter. So the hashtag is signified by the pound sign and then something after it. So right now the NBA finals are happening right now, and I think it's probably halftime right now. But so if people would hashtag NBA Finals, then all of the tweets that were associated with the NBA Finals would go to one spot. Okay, so anybody who's tagged that, anybody in the world that has tagged something with NBA Finals, you can see those right there. If I go back to my home screen, and if I wanted to see different things, there's podcasts and Cavs and all of those things. These are national trends, so obviously the basketball game is a pretty big deal right now, so that's kind of what's happening. And then you can send out a tweet in a couple of different ways. If you click right up here to the what's happening, you can type in what you want to type in, or you could click the tweet button out in the corner and it would send out something for you to tweet at that point. So let's say I wanted to start right here. It's right here, what's happening. I could say that I'm taking a look, a video to set up a Twitter account. So if I want to do that, set up a Twitter account, now I can do a couple things from here. I can either click tweet and it would just go out right now, okay? I can add a couple of things to make this more specific to where I want it to go. The first thing I could do is, if it says taking a look at a video to set up a Twitter account, well, if I have the link to that, then I'm going to add that to it. So right here is the link that I sent out, and if I just go and copy that link, I can put that in. So now I have a link to a video that's in my tweet. The other thing that I'd like to do is maybe I want to hashtag it with Viterbo634. So now, if people go to that hashtag 634, now they've got that resource right away. And also, if I wanted to add someone to this, I could add, let's say if I wanted, I could add Karen to this tweet, because I know her PK held. I know that her Twitter handle is at BKHeld85, and I could attach her to the tweet as well. Okay, so now not only is the Viterbo strand going to get this tweet, but also Karen's going to get that tweet as well. If I wanted other people in the Twitter sphere to look at it, EdChat is a very popular hashtag, which really is all things education. It's a really cool thing to follow if you're looking to follow some of those things. So I could add that as well. If I wanted the university to see what we were doing and say, hey, they're doing great things in the Viterbo pro or in the leadership program, I could start clicking Viterbo, and then I could add Viterbo University to this as well. Now, none of these have to be added, but one thing that I would do if you are adding things to, if you're learning on Twitter this week and you want to add things, hashtag it with Viterbo634, because I'll show you kind of what happens with that in a second. So I've got my link, I've got a hashtag, and I've got a user. Always start with an @ and then their username, and if you you'll get to know that a little bit more as we move on. And then I click tweet. All that's going to go right up, and you can see it now. It's in my home screen. Okay, so I could click right on the link, and that would take me right there. I could click on 634. Now, if I click on the hashtag, all the things that are going on with that hashtag are now visible to us, because they're right here, Viterbo634. So I've got a couple things that I sent out before, and if I refresh, then the one that we just sent out will go out as well. But these are a couple tweets that we sent out before, and so they're all listed under one thing. So that's how you would kind of get to the Viterbo hashtag piece. Now, some people were asking, like, well, who do I follow? I got all these people. Who am I supposed to follow? What I would probably do is try to find someone that you know on Twitter that's like a really good resource, and then find out who they're following. So if I go to my page, you'll see that you go to my page, you'll see the number of tweets, people I'm following, number of people who are following me, the number of favorites that I put out there, and then lists. And this is where you want to find people that if people that you know have put lists together, take a look at those lists to see who they're following, and then you can kind of grow your professional learning network that way. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So let's say I want to know, like, the educational leader. I made this list of educational leaders, and if I click on the list, all the people in that list who are tweeting, all their tweets would come up. If I want to know who's in that list, I could click list members, and then all of the members of that list would come up like that. So then I can choose to follow, not follow, whoever in those lists. Okay, so that's kind of how you get to lists. You can always go back to the home screen and kind of go from there. Notifications, I just got a notification. Looked like one person had just added me as to follow, and Amy, which we'll see you tomorrow, Amy, and we'll kind of go from there. So that's essentially how to kind of navigate Twitter. If there's an opportunity that you'd like to kind of sit down and talk a little bit more about it, we certainly can. It's a fantastic resource. It's free. It allows us to really kind of personalize our own learning, which is a cool thing. So we're going to talk more about that in our section, I know. But if there's a way that we can use this to learn and grow together, and if you find a great resource and you want to tweet it out, put the hashtag, which is the # Viterbo634, all together, and we'll try to get a big list of great resources that we can all have as we leave after the week. All right? Okay, everybody, thank you so much for listening. I know it was 8.5 minutes of me talking, but hopefully it was worth it, and we'll get a chance to talk in the future. Thank you.